Hello everyone, and welcome to the 27th Willem C. Vis International Commercial Arbitration Moot. My name's Professor Christopher Key, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of my co-directors, Magister Patrizia Netal and Professor Dr. Stefan Kröll. What a wonderful and extraordinary time the moot is. It's wonderful because even with all the diversity that every single one of us is facing at the moment, people are coming together in a common cause across the world to resolve a dispute in a peaceful way. This is what the moot is all about. Your efforts over the past few months have been extraordinary, and simply by participating, you are already all winners. One of the things that we often say to the students when we're running this competition in Vienna is that simply by being here, you've already won. And that actually doesn't change, even though we're running the moot in an online fashion this time. Because it's not just the coming together in Vienna that's important. That is certainly very important, but it's the learning and the educational process that you've gone through on your journey, and you've still all done that. So congratulations. Usually, I say a few things about the numbers that are involved in the moot. This year, the numbers went haywire. This year, we were looking at over 400 teams coming together to participate. We've ended up with 249 teams in this online competition, which is still an extraordinary number. We hope that you will have the opportunity to meet your team, to meet the teams that you are competing against, and get to know them, both through your actual hearing, but then also just generally in the Facebook pages and elsewhere. You can still build these friendships, and we certainly hope you do. The most important thing to remember is to have fun. That's what this is all about. It's important for your education. It'll be useful for your future, but most importantly, have fun. So the last thing that's left for me to do is wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Welcome to the oral arguments in the 27th Vis Moot. This was always the best time of the year for me, with thousands of students from all over the world excitedly coming to Vienna for the arguments. Unfortunately for you and for me, that's not possible this year. However, due to the efforts of the directors of the moot, the experience you will have will certainly be a good one. The technology you'll be using this year will deprive you of some of the educational opportunities and pleasures that you could enjoy if all the moot participants were to come to Vienna. However, there is a silver lining to all this. You'll be learning to use a technology which, for reasons of efficiency, is increasingly used in international arbitration and international business in general. While many professionals are not comfortable or not entirely comfortable with it, one thing is for certain, and that is that legal professionals in general and arbitration practitioners in particular will have to learn how to use it when its advantages outweigh its disadvantages. This week will be a busy one for you, reviewing the last arguments that were held and how you could improve the ones to come. I'm sure you'll find the moot to be educational, stimulating, and fun. Good luck to all of you.
Hello, my name is Patrizia Netal, and I'm one of the 3 directors of the Vis Moot. I'm sending you my best wishes to the opening of the 27th Willem C. Vis International Commercial Arbitration Moot from Vienna, Austria, where we actually should have all met. That was the plan. This year has obviously put a particular challenge on all of us due to the pandemic crisis we are currently facing. I hope you and your families are all healthy and safe and stay so. The pandemic has also forced us to change the moot routine quite significantly within days, but we made it and would like to thank you for staying on board and helping us to have for the first time in the history of the Moot virtual oral hearings. It will be for sure a different learning experience than holding the hearings in person in Vienna. And this experience is also new for us. We are aware that some of you that are in different time zones will be required to Moot at the most inconvenient times. A particular thanks goes to all of you who have to do night shifts to make the virtual oral hearings possible, including the arbitrators who volunteer to serve and who were also willing to read voluminous manuals to enable them to conduct the virtual hearings. Despite the current crisis, I would like to emphasize also this year the importance of the Moot as an educational event. As an organization, we take our responsibility very seriously to promote gender and cultural diversity. The Vis Moot Association has signed up and promotes the pledge for equal representation of women in arbitration. At this year's Moot, there is even a majority of female students who represent a talented pool of women for future counsel and arbitrator positions. With so many teams coming from many different countries and various regions in the world, we hope that the Moot increased and continues to increase the credibility and acceptance of peaceful dispute resolution in the world. Before I move on to introduce you to certain representatives of the Vis Moot, I wish you all the best for the virtual Moot hearings and your presentations into which you have put so much work. The next speakers represent long-standing supporters of the Vis Moot. Some of them are important supporters of the Moot since many years, or even decades. One of the longest cooperations that the Moot has developed is certainly with UNCITRAL, the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. The idea of the Moot itself was first suggested at an UNCITRAL Congress in New York nearly 3 decades ago. We have appreciated UNCITRAL's support since then in many important ways, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Secretary of the Commission, Ms. Anna Joubin-Bret.
Dear Mooties, dear participants, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this 27th William C. Vis International Commercial Arbitration Moot. And you're going to make history today because it's the first time that these finals will be conducted virtually. So congratulations to you to have been so persistent and to make sure that all the time you spent and invested into preparing your team and preparing yourself for this competition has not been disturbed too much by the coronavirus outbreak. And congratulations most of all to the organizers for having shown the arbitration world that yes, we can do things with more technology, we can have virtual and remote hearings, so congratulations for that. UNCITRAL has been privileged to have been involved in the Vis Moot ever since its beginning in the early 1990s, and has been even more privileged to witness that even in difficult times, constructive and workable solutions can be found, and that the Moot will be held with around 270 teams and not cancelled as many of the other activities have been so far. So congratulations to all of you for being able to adapt to these new circumstances. It will be difficult for many of you as the schedule follows Vienna time, but many of you have hearings at very inconvenient hours, but with flexibility and with high spirits, this will be manageable, I'm sure. The Vis Moot is very important for UNCITRAL as it reflects and projects the work of UNCITRAL and thereby promotes knowledge for the broader community of these instruments amongst students who will participate in the Moot and of course become practitioners very soon. The Moot problem for this year is based in particular on the UN Convention on Contracts for the International Sale of Goods, the CISG, which 40th anniversary we're celebrating this year, but we might have to postpone it to next year to celebrate its 40th plus. But also to our texts on arbitration and of course the ancestral transparency rules in treaty-based investor-state arbitration. Our thanks go to the Verein, or the association that organizes and promotes the Vis Moot, and especially to Christopher Key, Stefan Kröll and Patrizia Netal for carrying forward this huge work for this event to become a success even in the particular circumstances of these days. So this year, we will of course not be able to invite and welcome you to our offices and particularly to our library in the Vienna International Center, but I warmly welcome you to consult our website and our resources online that are available free of charge. Our online library, the cloud compilation of case law on international commercial law, the digests and the New York Convention websites, the Transparency Registry, the ancestral texts and the travaux préparatoires that are available on our website, the work of the ancestral working groups where ongoing work is carefully reflected, and of course all the dedicated websites, for example, the one on the CISG at 40. With all my wishes for success on the next several days, and looking forward to welcoming you in 2021 in person in Vienna. Thank you very much.
Every year we are changing the arbitration rules that are used in the problem. These arbitration rules are coming from a sponsor of the Moot. This year we are using the rules of the LCIA, the London Court of Arbitration. The LCIA has put enormous efforts into supporting the Moot's organization, the students and arbitrators. We want to particularly thank them for all their help. I regret very much that the students and arbitrators will not have the opportunity this year to meet the institution's representatives in person in Vienna, but I hope that we will get many other opportunities to meet when we have overcome this current situation. I welcome now the representative of the LCIA, Ms. Jacomijn van Haersolte-Van Hof.
Hello, everyone. This is a message from the LCIA. We are delighted that the LCIA rules are being used for this year's Vis Moot competition. We're also delighted that the Vis Moot is still taking place, as did the Vis East in Hong Kong recently, albeit both as virtual events. The fact that this is possible is thanks to the entire team. But in particular, I would like to thank Stefan, Christopher, Patrizia and Birgit, who've done an amazing job. Obviously, we are all disappointed not to be in Vienna physically at this time. We're happy that at least some of the pre-moots took place as scheduled, including the LCIA LSE pre-moot a few weeks ago in London. Nevertheless, I suggest we should take a moment to reflect on the significance of the fact that we are now having the Vis as a virtual event. We've become used to almost unlimited travel and unlimited in-person meetings. And now that we are confronted with an emergency, we need to recalibrate and think about the new normal. All around us, in universities, law firms, institutions, in all of society, we are recalibrating. How can we work productively, efficiently, and sustainably? Hearing centers are being adjusted. Arbitration proceedings are being adjusted. University courses are all being amended. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, we will be able to revert to a more normal life. But that will not be the life identical to what we had until recently. And in recreating this Vis as a virtual event, we are all part of this transition, and we should be proud of that. We will come out of this better and stronger. For now, I wish all of you all the best in the coming days. It will be a lot of fun, as well as a lot of work. I look forward to seeing some of you before me virtually in the final, and hopefully many of you will be watching and enjoying. Until then, stay safe.
A student competition requires adequate representation of the students, and who could do that better than the Moot Alumni Association, who created an important network for the Moot students and for former Moot students to stay connected. Let's welcome Sherlin Tung, the current president of the Moot Alumni Association.
Hi everyone, and a virtual welcome from the Moot Alumni Association. My name is Sherlin Tung, and I'm the president of the MAA. If you haven't heard of us by now, we are a non-profit organization consisting of academics, students, and professionals, all of whom who are interested in the fields of international arbitration and trade law. The MAA's roots were founded in 1996 during the third Vienna Vis Moot competition, and we are proud to say that today we have over 5,000 members. Congratulations on 8 months of very hard work done, and now we also welcome you as official members of the MAA. Generally speaking, during the Moot Weeks, the MAA organizes a series of social events as well as legal conferences and seminars. Unfortunately, due to this unique situation, we will not be able to meet everyone in person, but we do hope that we can meet all of you virtually with the start of the inaugural or first ever virtual Vis Vienna competition. Coming off of a very successful virtual Vis East competition, we are very excited to see what this week has in store for everyone. Now, we invite you to visit us on our Facebook and LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter pages, or on our website at www.maa.net in order to see how you can become more formally involved with the MAA. Nevertheless, we wish to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very good week and good luck, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Stefan Kröll, Professor for International Dispute Resolution at Bucerius Law School in Hamburg. In normal years, I'm standing now in front of an impressive crowd of very excited students who are eager to present the knowledge and skills they have acquired over the last 6 months to a panel of arbitrators coming from all over the world. Many of them leading academics or practitioners in the field already, now or in the years to come. This year, I'm standing in front of the camera of my mobile in my Dachgeschoss. Irrespective of that, I feel very excited and happy for several reasons. First, despite the international turmoil created by the coronavirus, nearly 250 teams and over 900 arbitrators have undertaken the challenge to participate in the first virtual Vis Moot. Second, none of our sponsors has abandoned us, but many of them have actually wholeheartedly supported the idea of an online route and offered their help. Our particular thanks in this regard go to the London Court of International Arbitration, whose rules we used this year. They have been extremely supportive when we had to cancel the oral hearings in Vienna, though they had already set up everything for meeting you in Vienna in the Dachgeschoss or at the various receptions. And third, this Moot will probably contribute to an increasing use of technology in arbitration, where it is useful to improve the carbon footprint of arbitration. That is a topic which is also at the center of this year's case. Normally, I talk in my speech a little bit about the case, because that is often the only way to calm down the audience after Harry Flechtner has rocked the concert hall with his songs. This year, many of the technical and commercial aspects of the case, which play an enormous role in practice, have already been explained in a webinar organized by the Moot Alumni Association with Mr. Moltrecht from RWE, who had previously taken several hours to answer my questions to make the case as realistically as possible. Naturally, always within the confines of the Moot. Irrespective of that, let me mention one minor detail, which many of you will have discovered anyway. The address of Victoria Kaplan is actually the address of the Technische Museum Wien, where a model of the Kaplan turbine can be seen. That may not help you in your argument, but the Moot is primarily an educational exercise. And you never know whether the $1 million question in a quiz show will not be about the location of that model. Please keep that educational character of the Moot also in mind when things do not work perfect. When you have to get up in the middle of the night, or one or several participants are dropping out of the hearing. Not every team and not every arbitrator may have the same reliable internet connection as you have. In an arbitration governed by the rules of an institution, which, despite its international reach, has its origin and its headquarters in London, the proper attitude to that is British. Keep calm and carry on. With that, let me join my co-directors in wishing you all a great time at the virtual Vis Moot. With screenshots replacing photos, virtual meetings after the hearing, and overall a great learning experience. Normally, I have to speak after Harry Fleschner, but there's hardly any better way to end this virtual opening ceremony and explain you what it means to be a Mootie than listening to Harry Lloyd Webster. Have fun.
Hello, I am Professor Emeritus Harry Fleschner from the University of Pittsburgh School of Law in the U.S. I hope you are all healthy, safe, and happy. Some of you may know that for a number of years now, I have performed a little musical interlude during the opening ceremonies of the Moot in Vienna, composed of some songs I've written. The opening ceremonies held in the magnificent, the extraordinary Vienna Concert House, and that's not happening this year, unfortunately. But you know, I had already prepared what I was intending to perform, so I thought I would just record what I was going to do, give it to the Moot, and if they found any use for it and anyone who had any interest in it, they could view it. I expect that the first time you read through this year's problem, you had the same reaction I did, which is, wow, that story would make great musical theater. I am in fact writing a musical based upon this year's problem. It is entitled The Phantom of the Pump Hydro Power Plant. Spoiler alert, the Phantom is respondent's alleged breach of contract. I mean, what is it? Where is it? Does it even exist? The musical is not complete, but I have finished one of the important scenes. I'd like to run it by you, if I may. In this scene, the curtain rises to reveal three of the main characters of the musical, each in their respective homes, preparing to go to bed. But before they do, one by one, they step forward to sing about their deepest hopes, fears, dreams, feelings. First up in the scene is Gilbert Crutzen, the environmentally minded consular of Greenacre, Mediterraneo, who directed the environmentally contentious and renewable energy project in which respondents' turbines were used. Consular Crutzen steps forward and he sings. It's not easy being green, not even in Greenacre, Mediterraneo. Especially when some environmental groups have criticized the project I directed. But when it's hard to be green, when I am tired and frustrated and confused about what to do, I just remember the goal: to save the earth, but more importantly, to get re-elected. Next up in the scene is Michelle Faraday, Claimant's CEO. CEO Faraday has, throughout the earlier parts of the musical, agonized over how claimant could establish in arbitration that respondent was in breach of contract, given the uncertainty about whether defective steel was used in the turbines. But this evening, CEO Faraday believes she has stumbled upon an answer to that problem. She steps forward and she sings, "Dream, dream, 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 dream," respondent preached. "Dream, dream, dream, late at night, as I snooze in bed, visions of light. In my sleeping head I see respondents' turbines corrode in record time in my dream. Dreams, 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 these nightmares that I suffer when I go to sleep, why, they'll be the evidence I will proffer to prove respondent breach. That way, whenever I need proof, all I have to do is dream. Some will say that I'm a goof, that my dreams are not real proof, that my evidence is mere fantasy and guess. But I'll tell that skeptical crew, 'cause I know my dreams are true, because that's what my psychic says. So there can be no doubt, there's a nonconformity. It's proved by the visions that come out when the Sandman visits me. Whenever I need proof, all I have to do is dream. And if we get arbitrators who require proof up the wazoo, I think I can handle that. And they need more evidence, I'll just go into a trance or lie down and take a nap and dream. Dream, 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 I can prove respondent breached in my dreams. The final appearance in the scene is made by respondent CEO Benoit Fourneron. Yes, Benoit Fourneron, I repeat. I'd like to get a little more mileage out of the months I spent practicing that pronunciation, which I'm pretty sure is still not correct. Benoit Fourneron, who has the exact same name as the 19th century French engineer and inventor, who is sometimes called the father of the water turbine. And you can bet that respondent's Benoit, being named after the father of the water turbine, well, that got him into all the cool groups in high school. Benoit Fourneron strides confidently to center stage. Does Benoit Fourneron? And he sings, "When I learned that our turbines might turn into goo, although that was not certain, I asked our lawyers what to do. Should we replace the machines or do nothing instead? Our lawyers said, here's one thing that's always been true. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Although for sure, we're gonna collect our fee. Que sera, sera. We recommend this strategy. Just sit back, wait, and see. Because you know, que sera, sera. So then I told claimant that all we would do was an early inspection to see if our steel had turned to poo. They got upset they started to sue. So I told claimant, here's what they should do. Ooh, ooh, don't worry. Ooh, just be happy. Ooh, come on, claimant man, don't worry, be happy. Ooh, ooh, don't worry. Ooh, just be happy. Ooh, you think our turbines might quickly rot, but you know, maybe not, so don't worry. Yeah, claimant, just be happy. You suspect our steel is poor, but you can't prove it for sure. So don't worry. Come on, claimant, just be happy. Ooh, ooh, don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, chill out, claimant man, don't worry, be happy. Ooh, ooh, don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh. If it turns out we have breached, you know we business may not stay afloat. Ah, don't let that get your goat. Just don't worry. Come on, claimant, be happy. You have taken us to arbitration, but you know that's not fun. Come on, don't worry. Just be happy. Claimant, I hope you will take my advice. Come on now, don't think twice. Just don't worry and be happy. Because if you're not worried and you're happy, then the mere possibility that we might have breached should not entitle you to remedies. And then I won't worry. I'll be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Words to live by, as well as a fair summary of the substantive argument and every memorandum for respondent, I gotta say. Listen, everyone, stay safe, stay good, and have a great moot. And you can do that. It's going to be great. Remember to have a little fun while you're doing it, too. Thank you all.